fight the power like BITCHUTE.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the Dark Chameleon.
Peace to the
Listen,
gods.
check it, yo. It was a cold April morning under the constellation Aries. The moon was 85% under the luminaries. From the celestial waters to the womb my soul was carried. Then my mother gave birth to a warrior visionary. But when I speak this truth, I feel like nobody hears me. Every once in a while, I give sight to someone blind, floating on the globe in the heliocentric lie. Dilate your pupils the more you open your eyes. The truth is hidden in plain sight like a disguise. Until my mother's death is revenge, I won't be satisfied. It haunts me when I think about the phone call when she died. A river worth of tears shed from my eyes. So I looked up at the sky and I asked God why. It's been 21 years, I'm still waiting for a reply. Since birth I've been at war to attack our undeveloped minds. Indoctrination camps making us dumb, deaf and blind. I'm always thinking solutions, we are running out of time. The dirty witchcraft is weak, I see through all the lies. I clearly analyze all the symbols and the signs. When I connect dots, the truth starts to align. The people are the power, you can never eclipse my shine. I say the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. They say hell burns and there's a one-way ticket for me. You create your heaven or hell whether or not you believe. I'm God and Satan, I have to balance out my chi. One day these seeds I plant will bloom so you can be all you can be. Never give up and always hold your head high, cause you are God, there's no need to look to the sky. Peace everybody. I'm a West Main general. Who needs vectors? Salute these 5 stars when you walk through my sector. Fiends are buzzing like bees for this lyrical nectar. Digging a mentally dead out of the grave like the resurrector. I'm from hard hitting, Connecticut's finest. I'll leave your head splitting with partial blindness. Now let me chill. I was getting a little amped up there. So it seems a few people got triggered off of me posting pictures of giants, and people say, what does it matter, ba ba ba, and that's fine. People, you know, you can have your opinions, I respect that, but it matters to me, because that's what I'm interested in, and it matters greatly, because we don't know if they're still alive or not. You know, they tell us they are all dead, and well, where's all the bones? And then we could get into, well, how long does bones last in the dirt before they disintegrate? The bullshit they tell us, millions of years old bones? Nah. Bones, I would say, depending on the condition, I'll give it 100 years the most. Unless they're fossilized. With mud and all that, and they become like we see. So, yeah, it matters to me. And I get it, you know. Some people really don't care, and that's fine. But, yeah, I'm going to get into some more Lilith, L, the on and L. It's very tough to find more information on this on and L. And you know, I agree we do dwell in the past a lot, but when I do videos on solutions, where is everybody? You know, I get we're living in the here and now, but when I do videos and open a panel up for solutions, no one really comes up. There's no solutions being brought to the table that much. So, you know, when I talk about fighting back and standing our ground, no one's around. What's up, boy? Boy. Boy. Mic check 712. I know Christos is live, but I already went over there and showed him love, and I already had made my live stream, so I couldn't. I should have put it later. Finish this video up. Not that long. Do 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 do. Stationary pizza. Stationary pizza. What a name. I get it, but a lot of people won't.
Reads, the name Lila is a simplified spelling of Lila, a name of Arabic origin meaning night. On another note, Lila is sometimes considered a pet form of the Hebrew name Delilah. I was hoping that was going to be one of my knockout blows, but you guys already. But nonetheless, yeah.
You still knocked us out with that one. Wow, you caught us on the left and right with that one.
Oh, got him.
That was fire.
Oh, wow. Wow. Right.
Wow.
But yeah, Delilah was Samson's mistress in the Bible, which means one who weakened or impoverished another. This is according to oldbabynames.com. This isn't Christian Bible Thumpers, grandmadem.com. Yeah, so thinkbabynames.com poses an answer to the question, what is the meaning of the name Lila? Lila is the name of the girl for girls of Hebrew, Arabic, and English derivation. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. And Lila means languish, lovelorn, seductive, night, beauty. There it is again. Lila is a variant form of Delilah, Hebrew. Lila is also a variant of Lila, Arabic. Lila is also used as a form of Lila, Arabic, Lila, English. But yeah, Delilah is Lilith. This is that same energy. These feeling loyal. My bad. Lilith in Sumer.
Introducing the Anya, the non
Lilith first appears in the Sumerian Anana myths 2000 BCE in the story of the Hulupu tree. Anana and Ishtar are both called Divine Lady of the Owl, and Lilith is associated with the screech owl. This is the owl again, the screech owl. Gilgamesh struck the serpent who could not be charmed. This is that serpent you're always going to see. The Anuzu bird flew with its young to the mountains. Now, in this one, it's saying Anuzu bird, but this is, I guess, the Sumerian name for an owl. And Lilith smashed her home and flew to the wild, uninhabited places. That's from what we read in the Bible. And again, we're going to see Lilith right here in this particular picture. And again, she's naked. That's not panties she's wearing. That's vagina hair.
Mm-hmm.
So she's butt bald naked in this particular picture. And you can even see the wavy parts because she has bird feet. And you can see her wings and her funny type of hair, whatever she got. But I digress. So Gilgamesh and the Hulupu tree, this is the source material that I'm going to read from real quick. So once upon a time, there was a Hulupu tree. And to the right, you're going to see the picture. It says Anana and the Hulupu tree, and they kind of bending it over. Perhaps it was a willow, the way it was bent over, because you're going to see this girl with the screech owl. I don't see any serpents in this picture, but I don't know if that's that Lilith energy. I digress. It was planted on the banks of the Euphrates. This is the Hulupu tree. It was nurtured by the waters of the Euphrates, but the south wind tore at it, root and crown, while the Euphrates flooded it with waters. So you can see this picture of the Euphrates. So now Anana, queen of heaven, walking by, took the tree in her hand and brought it to Eric, the seat of her main sanctuary, and planted it in her holy garden. This is like the Garden of Eden type of thing. And you're going to see this picture here. Anana Ishtar, queen of heaven. When you see queen of heaven, this is that same Jupiter energy from Jupiter ascending, queen of the damned, so on and so forth. This dark girl energy, but it's the whore of Babylon, whore.
Did he just say plant a seed in her holy garden? Hold on, He brought it to, I can't see that, to the seat of her main sanctuary and planted it in the garden, in her holy garden. Oh. I thought it said she took the seed and planted it in her holy garden from the holy tree, or I was thinking of the placenta, planting the seed, becoming pregnant. Anyway.
For being short for holy. Remember, she don't have no baby daddy. She's unaccounted for. We don't know who the father of her child is. She's the whore of Babylon. However, whore coming from Horus or holy. She's not she's bad, but in the spirit of hip hop, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. There she tended it most carefully. For when the tree grew big, she planned to use it for wood to make herself a couch.
Do you have a sweet tooth? Well, today I'm going to show you a brownie in a mug recipe that
Years passed, the tree matured and grew big, but Anana found herself unable to cut down the tree. And this is a picture of how the people of Anana look. Of course, look at her. She's butt, bald, naked, bucket naked.
Like she had a BBL.
And ass so fat you can see it from. What song was that? Ass so fat you can see it from the front. Who said that?
That's most
Def.
Yeah, shut up.
Def.
Okay.
No, they gonna get it.
Come on. That's all wise, right, and exact.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Banana.
also right, and she's holding her breast and she's bucking. That's not that's not panties. That's coochie hair. It's coochie hair. That's not panties. That's coochie hair.
Yeah.
Bucket and she's naked. Bucket naked, and she got a fatty.
Yeah,
but
see
anyway,
from the front,
yeah.
Yeah.
For at its base, the snake, who knew no charm, had built its nest. In its crown, the zoo bird, a mythological creature which at times wrought mischief, had placed its young. In the middle, Lilith, the maid of desolation, had built her house. This is all in the tree that Anana wanted. And so poor Anana, the light-hearted and ever joyful maid, shed bitter tears.
What was
and
that?
she was, I'm sorry?
I mean, what that statue? What was that from? The girls from I'm sorry to bring it back. I'm trying to book me a flight there.
Right.
I was like, yo, all right.
Yeah.
Right. And so
that?
poor Anana, the light heart, I'm sorry. And as the dawn broke and her brother, the sun god Utu, arose from his sleeping chamber, she repeated to him tearfully all that had befallen her Halupu tree. Now, Gilgamesh, the great Sumerian hero, the forerunner of the Greek Heracles, or who you may know as Hercules, who lived in Erech, overheard Anana's weeping complaint and chivalrously came to her rescue. He donned his armor weighing 50 minus, about 50 pounds, and with an axe of the road, 7 talons and 7 minus in weight, over 400 pounds, he slew the snake who knows no charm at the base of the tree. Seeing which, the zoo bird fled with his young to the mountain, and Lilith tore down her house and fled to the desolate place which she was accustomed to haunt. The man of Erech who had accompanied Gilgamesh now cut down the tree and presented it to Anana for her chair and couch. Happily ever after. That's the Epic of Gilgamesh, in which Lilith is inside that tree. And when she flees to the desert, that's the part that's going to be in the Bible where she's in the wilderness, so to speak, the wild.
Crazy.
Bad girls of the ancient world. Of the same lineage, this trio of goddesses of fertility, love, and sex and war, though not motherhood. Some say they were love goddesses who were as cruel as they were wayward. All carry the shamanic theme of a descendant to the underworld. Anana, who you see, bucket naked, as Tare of Canaan, also with her titties out, lactating, or maybe she got a shirt that got holes in it for when she lactate.
So this ain't no joints for stripping.
Right. And Ishtar of Babylon, also bucket naked. So
if you want.
So yeah, Lilith and Solomon. I was surprised I was going to get here so fast, but I'm happy I did because we still got
Well, you
a
think
couple
about
more
it,
slides.
a lot of the women in Africa, period, you know what I'm saying? When you go back in those days, they all walked around naked. So you
Right.
saying descendants, you saying that the black women are descendants of vampire naked women?
Well, that God, well, remember, a woman will drain a man like sexually and
Financially?
that's
Yeah, you
funny.
ain't lying.
I don't know how to put that
But
in there.
it's called La Petite Mort, a little death, where
They drain
you. It'll drain you vampirically, an energy vampire. And I think Lil Wayne said something about after he gets drained of that testosterone, now his brain can think clearly, and that's called post nut clarity.
Yeah. That's right. In the song Love Me, he says, right as soon as I come to my senses.
Yeah.
And I would not
That's
be so
real
bad.
though, Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's
good cushion
that
alcohol.
is so real, man. That'll show you if you really like a woman or not, how you treat her after you nut.
Lilith and Solomon. King Solomon, the son of David, was the builder of the first temple in Jerusalem. He was believed to be blessed with divine wisdom and could speak the language of both animals and spirits. That's in Islam considered the work of jinn. But anyway, one of God's angels granted King Solomon the knowledge to create 44 seals, shout out to Jay-Z, which were used by the monarch in magical rituals that evoked the spirits in order to achieve both benevolent and just goals for humanity. I believe Jay-Z has like a building or something, a Jay-Z museum, and it's set up like Solomon's temple. The above seal represents the seventh seal and acts as a protective amulet against danger and evil. Its particular pinnacle design is associated with Mars, thus protecting the wearer during travel and military service. Its center contains two of the sacred names of God, as well as a Kabbalistic combination of letters and other sacred invocations. So this is what King Solomon used to build Solomon's temple. And this thing helped him control the demons. But that was the same thing we read earlier about Lilith.
Hold on. Is he talking about that gift that was given to Solomon? I think he's talking about this. Right here. The Shamir to help build the temple. We talked about it yesterday when You Know Who came up. Yeah. And we were talking about the bore machines. But anyway.
It says, she takes revenge for her children by injuring baby boys during the first night of their life, while baby girls are exposed to their wicked designs until they are 20 days old. The only way to ward off the evil is to attach an amulet bearing the names of the three angel captors to the children, for which had been the agreement between them. And these are the three names of those angels that God sent to go get Lilith. But now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if these are angels or demons. I can't say, because it's crazy that the 44 demons that King Solomon had dominion over with this seal were used for something good, but he was using dark forces. I don't know how to feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
So now King Solomon has this ring, one ring to rule them all the demons. Where have I heard that before?
Wasn't that in the movie Lord of the Rings? That's what that... Right? What was that little ugly guy who wanted the ring? That's where I heard that before, the Lord of the Rings.
Are you looking for the ultimate toy? Keep watching. This new military gesture-controlled RC car is the perfect toy for your kids. But be warned, this $600 gesture-controlled RC car is more than a toy. It's so powerful that it can do mind-blowing stunts like spins, twists, climbing, and performing a jaw-drop.
Oh, yeah, the motor ring.
So King Solomon has this ring,
Uh-huh.
and when he puts the ring on, he taps in and he can control dark forces.
Tap in.
Where have I heard that before? Okay. Come on, somebody.
They be knowing, man. They be knowing.
And do you know who the Lord of the Rings is?
Who?
Saturn.
T.
And you know who Saturn is?
Uh-huh.
Satan.
Come on.
Lord of the Rings. And what do you do when you get married? Well, I don't want to go ahead of him. I don't
No,
want.
no, stop.
That might be
going.
that might
on the
be
roll right now.
Crumb
Hold on,
TV
Andy.
probably already gonna go there. I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to mess up this flow.
No.
You do your thing. I just wanted to mention the Saturn connection.
That's all wise, right, and exact.
So basically, I see where you're going, Lord. I see where you're going.
And it's interesting he said that, because I've heard that Saturn's ring was a ring of bondage. And when you get married, they do put a ring on you, and now you're bound to that person. So that whole ring thing is interesting. I don't know. But yeah, when you dealing with these demons that Solomon is controlling to build the first Solomon's temple, one of the demons' name is Abzu. Remember when I had pulled up that stuff earlier inside the Bible dictionary, and it said Tiamat. This is the Jewish encyclopedia, excuse me. It said Tiamat is Leviathan, and parentheses for Tiamat, you have Abzu. And it says the taker of children. It's the same thing with Lilith. She's taking babies because they killed her babies, and now, you know, we got to get them out of here. Like Bernie Mac said, F them children. Okay.
He said like Bernie Mac said. Me, my cousin. That's crazy.
Yeah, I better tap all. Yeah,
Tapping
Bernie Mac funnies. I don't know what. So yeah, the demon Abzu was included in the Testament of Solomon as one of the demons over which Solomon is granted power by God. So when we're dealing with a demon, these are the city of On. When we're dealing with Solomon, because he's getting this knowledge.
Hey.
Rastaman.
It's crazy how that worked, right?
Come on, somebody. Come on. That's right.
Yeah.
In later years, Lilith became central to Jewish demonology. In the Talmudic Erubim, it is said that while Adam, in the Talmudic Erubim, it is said that while Adam was under the curse before the birth of Seth, he sired demons, both Shadim and Lilin. Lilin is plural for of Lilith. God gave Solomon guardian angels because demons are guardian angels. So Solomon had these guardian angels, which he used to build the Temple of Solomon.
All right. Strange just says, can we circle back to why most of this info isn't in the New Testament and considered apocryphal? Was this info withheld for nefarious reasons? You want to address that, Crumb?
Yeah. It's not secret, it's sacred. So a lot of this information they didn't have access
came back
to.
Stronger.
Yeah.
Man, I see you've been training.
But yeah, they had to go through a lot to even get access to information. Most people back then couldn't read. They just got the Gutenberg press, so you just get books that don't have to be written by hand. 99% of all of those books are all in the monasteries. That's why the first schools were the churches. That's why even now, like, remember Bernie Mac? You know, it was F them kids. Yeah, that was like kind of a joke. But the Bernie Mac show, Bernie Mac, because those were his sister kids. Bernie Mac, nieces and nephews, they went to Catholic school, private school. And most of your private schools are church-based. They're Catholic schools, whatever. But all the good schools started from the church because that's where they started letting information flow from. Because back then, the church was like an authority figure, you know, even here in this country until separation of church and state. But, you know, the Pope can wage war and all types of jazz.
Great
But
answer.
I hope I answered that.
Did you?
Very good.
Boy.
Very good.
You body slammed that one.
Here, let me do the immediate one.
Knocking him down.
Jarrett JB says, Crumb, peace, fire topic, respect. Have you ever heard of Robert Seffer, world's most dangerous anthropologist? He sent you the link on Messenger. Okay. Have you heard of him?
No, sir. But I do feel like now,
bitch,
out here. He was like, yeah, because I thought he was in Jersey. Skip to the next part. Sorry.
Here are the top 3 dirty.
Psalms 34:14 in the top right-hand corner. It's in very small text. Bear with me. It says, wherever man hungers for flesh, there too Lilith shall repose. Whenever a man hunger for flesh, and I love this picture where the apple is like a vagina. So, you know, when he lusts for a woman, Lilith would be there because she has that sexual energy. So this is another girl in the situation. You also see she's a reptilian. She got a lot of hair like Medusa, very much draconian in her phenotype. I'm not even going to say her name. I'm just going to keep it moving. But yeah, and then there's this other girl, and you know, these are all the demons that your boy controls. There's this other girl, and she is some type of she reminds me of the bad guy, the antagonist from the movie Little Mermaid. What was the bad guy's name? And it was a girl, not a guy.
Ursula.
Ursula. Ooh, that's all wise, right? Exact. Right. Yeah. So this particular spirit, demon, guardian angel.
What do y'all want to do for the 6 left in here? You want to finish it up? I don't know how much talking they do at the end. I'm trying to skip their little conversations.
that old boy was using reminds me of Ursula from Little Mermaid. But these Leviathan, reptilian, underwater whatevers is, you know, what they were going against from the gate with the Leviathan. But anyway, so yeah, in the list, you see the right one. Medusa is in the list. I didn't make this list up. These are just the list of some of the demons that Solomon used. And I believe apparently all of these demons were female. Solomon had many wives. Solomon had many wives, you know, on the spirit realm as well, apparently. But yeah, looking at Medusa.
Yeah, we're sharing it. Let's go.
DailyOM.com has an article titled Sovereign Female Wisdom. And in the blurb, it reads, underlined in red, Medusa, her name means sovereign female wisdom in Sanskrit. This is according to Daily OM. Next source is feminismandreligion.com with an article titled Medusa and Athena, Ancient Allies in Healing Women's Trauma. And they write, the name Medusa means, that's right, sovereign female wisdom. Last but not least is the guardianofdarkness.com, who third time repeats it. Medusa means sovereign female wisdom. So the
can I say one thing? Please. Medusa sounds like Medu.
Ooh.
Throw that in there. Where's her natures?
And I did not let Killer Priest know this before. So the stuff that he's saying, again, he's bursting my bubble. I was going to say that, but there it is. So
I also see USA.
Right.
I need some.
You know, that's super dope. He's definitely ahead of the game. Right. Medusa was the guardian of the unborn. She was able to transform to a mermaid and also grow wings. She led a matriarchal island where she protected kids. This is what Lilith is doing because they killed her babies. They unalived her babies, excuse me. But yeah, you're going to see where Medusa was once a beautiful psychic oracle. And this is equivalent to Mami Wata or the Sibyls, the first prophetess of Mami Wata. And that was the theft of African prophecy by the Catholic Church.
You just dropped it.
So last but not least, I just got a couple more. So this whole thing where you see Medusa being able to transform into a mermaid and, you know, she's a sister, that's the same thing of what the Dogon told you. The Dogon told you that their Anunnaki alien encounter story from the ancestors was with beings that look like this, these mermaid type beings. And you're going to see through the Mami Wata, the mermaid type being turns into a black woman. And again, bucket naked. She likes to be naked. And this later morphs into the Starbucks logo. I'm gonna drink that. I got some coffee in it.
It's only 10 minutes left. Not even.
No doubt. Make sure y'all get y'all coffee, your cold brew, or your tea, or whatever you're drinking tonight. You know what I'm saying? And sit back, relax, man. If you're at home in front of, and hit the like and the subscribe all day long. We up here with Crumb TV, Kepera, Solo Gems, AD. Another level, right? This is right.
Yeah, that's right.
wow.
That's right.
Yeah, this is.
There's a
Man,
lot.
you open up these doors.
Yeah, there's a lot to absorb, man. But I'm getting it, catching the vibe, and catching the energy.
Now, you'll definitely learn a lot just reading those comic books.
Mm-hmm.
So that comic book that I read at the very beginning of the PowerPoint, she was a siren. And a siren, if you look at that second definition, it says Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Each of a number of women or winged creatures whose singing lured unwary sailors onto rocks. But if you focus on the red underline, synonymously, a seductress, temptress, a tease, or a femme fatale. This is a dangerous woman. And this one right here, this is a screenshot. I didn't type that. It says Siren of the Air, Lilith. And she does have the ability. And this other Lilith is also purple again. This is the lilac. But nonetheless, so when you're looking at Lilith, there's definitely a connection with the Mami Wata. And remember, Lilith is a gorgon. Lilith is a gorgon. The key word, on. The gorgon, because it was three sisters, the triple moon goddess. And this is what you're going to see with Medusa and her sisters. They were all once beautiful now, and now I think because of some vanity something, I can't tell you the whole story, but all of them lost their eyes and they all share one eye. Like all three sisters take turns.
Damn, they all share one. Oh man, go ahead.
Right.
Oh, there, that's
Remember Jupiter.
He said they share an eyeball, like a pair of sneakers.
Jupiter has a storm, and there's an eye. Jupiter has this one eye. Odin has one eye. Ra, Horus, Heru has one eye. Instead of giving his daddy Kronos or Saturn, instead of giving Saturn, what's the hair growing? And yeah,
give him a real bomb, AD.
Well, hello there.
All right, that was the end anyway. They really don't talk about much more. But I've been trying to find a lot of information on the city of On, or these Ons, right? And these L's and
Yeah.
because I never heard of all this. The children of On, or look, I put the city of On, and I get Heliopolis, whatever, man.
Yes, City of the Sun. Heliopolis.
Yeah, like they were saying.
Yeah.
So, Peace, Mind's Eye, Christos, who else came in? Anuki, Lonnie, Faceplant. Joe
What's
King.
with the audio, dude? Don't you hear it yourself? Your audio is like so. Scrambled.
Yeah, it's because I was using the mouse when I was saying stuff.
Yeah, you said that.
City of On. Here we go. The city of On. We know the city of On is Heliopolis.
Well, I guess that's allowed.
What do you know about this On stuff? You know anything, boy? Didn't you say the children of On too? Hold on.
No.
Well,
I think you need to try a different kind of search engine because, you know, Google is getting worse by the day, especially for those kind of topics. You know, it will just not lead you there unless you're willing to click onto the 34th page. But you better use a different. You know.
I know what you mean.
It might be there, but you know, you're quite sure that you won't find it. And it used to be different. I mean, they're totally erasing information and history. I mean, it used to work for us, the algorithm and the search engine. It would actually give you what you search for. You know, it will give you exactly what you searched for because it knows what you search for.
Yeah. I put the children of On and I get the children of the corn. Like,
yeah. Maybe if you put behind it like mythical or myth or legendary or I don't know, historical, I don't know, something like that.
I like the search engine by Microsoft, Edge. I use that on my phone.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Yeah, see? I put the children of L and it comes up right. I put the children of On and they give me off. Oh. The children of El, Anat, Ashtar, Baal, there we go, Baal, Shahar, Shalim, Shapash. Imagine your name was Yam. And it's the Syrian equivalent of the Dagon.
So
yesterday.
So now you have
go ahead.
L. Now you have L and On. You know, I mean, is this something to do with Elon Musk or what?
Yeah, who said that yesterday? Someone said that in the chat. When you put L and On together, you get Elon.
Yeah.
Yep. Huh. That's interesting.
So just, I mean, or have you already looked up the city of in Egypt? Is it still there, or is it how a city used to be called?
Yeah. when I just looked it up, and it said Heliopolis or whatever. Heliopolis. Yeah, the city of the sun. When you got stupid Helios thinks he knows it all. We don't, you know, Helios, most of these people, like, I always say, we don't know if any of this is true. The point of me doing this is because I'm interested in these bloodlines. And I was watching something this morning about the bloodlines of they were talking about Obama and how these people are first, second, third, and fourth cousins, like, but they're related. And the guy was saying, you know, it was Prodigy of Mobb Deep, and he said, to be a president, you gotta be in this bloodline, or they're not, you know. And I've said this before, they got it all set out for their children, their grandchildren. They already have a future set out and rolled out. These people plan who knows how long, far ahead, I mean, in future. Well, they got us dwelling in the past, trying to figure out who we are, where we are, and why the fuck we're here.
And
their
thinking
future's already decked out.
And thinking that we're actually voting them into office or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
When they were trained as a child, you know, a lot of them know as a child already, like, you're going to be the president, you know. Even them not wanting to be that or whatever, they're already being told, you're going to be the president. And you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Yeah. Trained actors, lifelong. And if anybody, you know, is able or dares to rise from the bottom, they will be eliminated. Simple as that. As simple as that. If they can't incorporate them, they will be eliminated. It's never been anything.
Can't incorporate, will eliminate.
Yeah.
And you'll just be a replace.
Yep.
Easily replaced, man. These people would drop a bomb on their mother.
Yep.
So
and before they will admit to anything, they would burn the world first, you know. They're not going to admit to anything ever. So there's no way of dealing with them. Inspector Gadget.
There's nothing on the God on.
Got nothing on him.
No. Interesting.
That's suspicious to begin with. You might be onto something here.
The children of On. That's, they don't.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
15 minutes later. Alright, we'll just stick with Lilith. I like Lilith. She's an interesting character here.
She's a hot mama, right?
Like, people get mad at her because she chose, like, I talked about this the other day. People should, if they thinking with common sense, they would be mad at God in that Bible because God came to her and could have chose any ultimatum. But he chose you go back with Adam or I'll kill your children, right? Who the fuck said shit like that? So she's gonna lose, and I talked about, I actually put this in one of my rhymes. I said, being in a, you gotta choose in a lose situation. How do you want to lose? I hate those situations.
Yeah.
So she either goes back with a man she hates. Who knows if Adam was beating her? Who knows what he was doing? But she was miserable. Or lose her children. That's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't hear people saying, you know, why are you mad at Lilith? You know, when God is always choosing to kill innocent women and children. That God in that book. That's crazy. It reminds me of a sociopath.
Yeah.
I would never want to meet the God of that Bible. He's a fucking hypocrite. And he likes killing children. Who's that remind me of? You know, even Saturn, people say Saturn's a baby killer. I think that symbolizes when you're born, you're guaranteed one thing, time's eating you up, and it's death. That's what that symbolizes, I think, Saturn and Kronos the same.
In a way, yeah, Kronos, because Kronos is time, right? So that's,
Yeah.
You'll be a very, yeah, you would be very right there by interpreting it in that manner, you know?
Yeah, because he has the sickle, which has to do with farming too.
Yeah.
Yep. And it always shows him eating the baby, and what I get out of it, like I said, when you're born, you're guaranteed to die. Time starts eating you up. I think that's what symbolizes. Not to say they could do what people say. You know, they love ball, and what's that god? That god with the cow? The one they used to sacrifice children to, Moloch. They do a mock ritual, supposedly up in Cali, there, northern Cali, Bohemian Grove.
With effigies. It's not real, you know. They do the real stuff on the ground. They don't do their killings out in the open or on an altar. They hide that shit.
Because I remember first learning about Lilith. They always depict her ugly. Look at.
No, not always. Look at what's his name? This artist that you just showed in the former picture, the former screen. I used to know all these names. It's been so long. Right? Yeah, the one in the middle, the fourth one.
This one?
Right. Yeah, that's not ugly.
You know, when you said the energy vampire and the women drained you, that all makes sense in symbolism now.
Not all women, though. Not all women, but a lot of them do. Yeah, maybe even half of them. But you know, I'm not. Of course, I had my fair share of women, but you know, I'm not an expert in that. I don't think women drain men. They
Sexually.
can. No, 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 neither. That's not my experience. No, but I have quite a libido. But you know, it's no.
You know, they say like demons are bad. When you look at the definition, demons say spirit. So what the hell is an angel? Right? Same thing. Demon, angel, it's all the same.
I had a girl once that actually totally looked like Medusa. Totally. She totally was Medusa. And her daughter too. Her daughter also had this long black curly hair. And they were like so tempered, the both of them. Such a lesson for me. It was the best lesson I ever got in narcissism. It's like, but she was, you know, yeah, I mean, she had such a nice body, and the whole situation was so romantic. She just inherited an old house from her father, and he was this goldsmith artist, cat weasel kind of guy. And so, yeah, it was a whole situation. But she, yeah, was totally Medusa. She was totally Medusa. The long curly hair. Yeah. And she had a demon attached to her.
Mind's Eye said demons are diamonds.
Are people. Well.
Hey. What happened, Dean? You came up and you disappeared. So the name Lilith stemmed from Lilu. Lilu or Lilu is a masculine Akkadian word of spirit or demon. Akkadian. Is that where they get the word arcade? Like playing arcades, where Arcadians like technological people or something?
Well, an arcade is literally a collection or a series of arcs next to each other. Dino in the house.
Hello, boy. How are you?
I'm good. I just baked myself an English pie. I never had an English pie, so yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that.
I bet you are the baker too. Thank you, Chuck, for dropping me the link.
The spirit in the tree. The spirit in the tree and the Gilgamesh cycle. I never heard of that. Samuel Noah Kramer, whoever that is. In the tablet 7 of the epic. Oh, God. Yeah, this picture, they have her for Lilith, but I think that's Ishtar. Ishtar is Lilith.
I think that's one and the same, yeah. Ishtar and Agha is the male version. Take care of you. Excuse me.
The instructor proclaim his glorious splendor so as to frighten and to terrify all the spirits of the destroying angels, spirits of the bastards, demons, Lilith, howlers, and desert dwellers. There's Jesus, he's a desert dweller. And those which fall upon men without warning to lead them astray from from a spirit of understanding, and to make their heart and their desolate during the present dominion of wickedness and predetermined time of humiliations for the sons of light by the guilt of the ages of those smitten by antiquity, not for eternal destruction, but for an era of humiliation for transgression. Dead Sea Scrolls, huh? These fucking things made it, right? Whatever they're made out of, you mean to tell me they survive the most driest heat? You know.
We can got Paul Cook showing that 3D printing happened as well, right? So
Morgan,
who's to say AI didn't leave parchments laying around?
Morgan Marustri, lilies, the flowers, are used for funerals, and the letter L is related to water element, which is death in west direction, as I see it. And the L is like an angle too. Isn't it 90 degrees? And just the word L alone. The Dead Sea Scrolls. Incantation bowls. What's an incantation bowl? Hold up. Bogdana. Bogdana is a demon in Jewish magical text from early medieval Mesopotamia. The name is found of incantation bowls, the Aramaic incantation text from Nippur. King of the Liliths.
And I always thought an incantation was like a magic spell.
Huh. With some whistling Willie out there in the kitchen. Hold on, man. You know, when they say Adam clutches a child in his little picture in the presence of the child snatcher Lilith, kind of reminds me of Saturn. Or Pan. You know, you ever notice how these deities are luring in children, like Pan with music? Or Saturn, like I said, is shown about to eat a baby. Then you got Lilith, who's a children snatcher. It's like these people are like always after the children.
Also, Aleister Crowley, right? Also revered as a deity almost in these times. Also after the children.
Yes.
Everybody that we revere now is also after the children, as we know.
On point there, boy.
Morgan said, I think Saturn is the same as Pan. Yeah, Satan. But at the same time, Pan and Peter Pan is Neptunian. You know.
Well,
yeah,
I
Pan,
would say
Saturn.
Pan is more like Jupiter. Peter Pan is more like Jupiter, right? That's why it's called Peter Pan. Jupiter.
I feel comfort is the biggest problem in this world. That we are so comfortable that we can't be bothered changing.
Oh, I have a very particular opinion about that because you can only bribe comfortable people.
Exactly, boy.
That's why we are so comfortable, because you can only bribe me when I'm comfortable. I don't want to lose that comfort, right? So that's how it works. Well, yeah, that's my opinion about that.
I woke up with a thought. I woke up with
Let's
a
look
thought.
up Jupiter.
So what thought was that, Dean? Is that
that only comfort is what bribes us, that keeps us here locked in
exactly.
our way of thinking. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Jupiter reminds me of Jesus.
But that's also how we got. That's also how we how do you say, derived this comfort. We had to claim it. Like, what the fuck? We're not only gonna get you comfortable. We need to have the same comforts. And so this is. It's not only a bad thing that we're comfortable, but the bad thing about it is now we're bribable. Yeah.
It says personal. It says Jupiter's parents is Saturn and Ops. Whoever Ops is, it doesn't really say anything here. And his siblings are Vesta, Ceres, Juno. So that's where June comes from. Pluto, Neptune, whatever. Oh no, the siblings. The children are Mars, Vulcan, Bellona, like Bologna, and Angelos, Lucina, whatever that name is. That name, Hercules. Greek equivalent, Zeus. Norse equivalent is Thor. Indra. Wow. Who's Pitta? Is that Pitta? Canaanite. Ball. Look at this ugly fucking statue. He looks anorexic. Yeah, Ball. What a joke. The god of fertility, weather, rain, wind, lightning, seasons, war, sailors.
Do you know about the Arch of Baal, right? Without the missing capstone.
The Arch of Baal?
Yeah.
Let's look that up.
And they have like this horrible artwork in my city or in my village, and it's inspired by that fucking Ark of Baal, dude, without the missing capstone. And I was always thinking, like, why is this so ugly? And why doesn't it make sense?
Hold on.
And then I saw the Baal of Arch without the missing capstone. I was like, oh, that's what it represents. And it was shining this ugly blue light. And then I went to the city council and I said, well, I must file a complaint. I hate this blue light that comes from these ugly arches. And they actually switched it off just for me asking.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine? And it was like, I wrote this woman a letter. I said, well, only 2 weeks later, after I asked, I was like, wow. I said, why did you? She said, well, because it bothered you, didn't it? I said, yeah, it did. It bothered me big time.
Oh, this is it?
And she said, well, that's why we turned it off. I said, wow. That's
it's in DC,
right? I mean, sometimes
I didn't know that.
That's because you exercised your own voice, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
I was amazed by the easy results that I got. Wow.
You're talking about the one in DC, boy? The Arch of Baal?
Well, there's. I think it travels around the world now. I think they captured it somewhere in Iraq. I think it originated there.
Hold on, let me drop this link. Morgan saying some pretty Neptune is dreams and illusions. Jesus. Like, okay. Ball makes me think of, oh, you know, we talked about ball before, and I spoke to someone, a random person, and I always do this with people. Conversate with them, and then I say, hey man, you ever heard of, and then I go into ball, and then I say the deity ball, and then I say, you know, you got basketball, football, and they say, but it's spelled different, and I said, yeah, but when you say it, you're not looking at spelling, are you? Right?
Yeah.
Ball is ball.
Lonnie asked if you had dropped the link.
And so why is it called
I just did.
soccer? Right? It hasn't.
Okay.
What was that, boy? Why is it called what?
Soccer. Because soccer.
Because you got a soccer.
Yeah, soccer. Yeah, that also means ball. In not in English, but in Slavic languages. Shoga is ball. So I think it relates to that. Shoga. Yeah, that's the art arch of ball without the missing cap. Yeah, with the missing capstone.
Oops. I won't.
Now I'm gonna I'm gonna fill my pie hole, okay?
With your cake, with your loaf.
No, with pie, of course.
I booted myself off, and I'm trying to get back on. I tried to let Lonnie on, and then I booted myself off.
Thank you very much.
Pickleball. Pick L ball. Yeah, Faceplant wanted the link too. And I dropped it. You know, people, this is an open panel. If you want to speak on the topic, you're welcome to come up. Lonnie!
Bloody hell you
What's
doing
up? Uh-oh.
Hey, Lonnie.
A lot of good stuff in the chat, man. A lot of good stuff. Anuki,
yeah.
However you pronounce his name, he was saying some pretty good stuff, man. You know, Phil was checking into a lot of this stuff that you're talking about too, man. So there's a lot to it.
Yeah. You know, when the guy said the children of An, that's what got me really looking. Huh?
You know, it's funny that you say the word "on" because I know they have. You know, Walmart's got a brand of television, and it's called ONN. ONN.
Huh.
And it's kind of an odd name to just name your company on.
Well, it kind of.
Did you ever send that video, Lonnie? Tell me now. If you want me to play something from it, because I'm gonna.
I did, man.
My laptop.
I did.
You didn't.
It's. I deleted my Facebook account, so I can't open because I don't have a Facebook account any longer.
And I can't either because I did the same. I did the same, Lonnie, and the thing is that they told me.
Why we on here? I'm gonna look for that video right now. Yeah. So if I mute up for a second, I can try not to make noise. So I'm gonna mute up while I do this, okay? I'm gonna find it because it's gonna blow your mind.
I got rid of bloody Facebook because they started giving me rules to sign. You got to agree to this and you got to agree to that. And I says, well, I'm not making no agreements to that stuff.
I'm back. What's up?
I was just talking like agreeing with Lonnie on Facebook. They wanted too many agreements and things that were going to restrict my viewing. So as far as I'm concerned, they stick their agreements up their bum.
I'm gonna do more research on Lilith because I'm very interested in. And
you're on a roll, man.
Know, thanks to you know, I'm not big on looking up words and etymology. I do it, but not, you know. What allows me to do it more often is my writing. You know, when I write my rhymes, I try to be more versatile or more lyrical. Damn. Hold on, I'm gonna mute somebody up.
Sorry. Oh, yep.
Background noise. Okay. So everything that is popular have words, spells for rituals like pickleball. Same with needle. Yeah. And that's what I try explaining to this woman I was speaking to. I said, when it comes to casting the spells with sound, which is the same as music, it changes the molecular structure. And, you know, I've said we should do an experiment. If we could get them plates and put sand on it and figure out, we could do sand, we could do water, and we could do blood. People say, oh, why blood? What do you do? Because I want to see how it affects our blood, different words and sounds. Because these people, they're infatuated with blood. And I think blood is the Ark of the Covenant. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I said that wrong. The Holy Grail is our blood. You know, when we die, they want to it's like the human body going to a chop shop and shit when you pass away. They cut you open and they gut you like a fish. And that don't sit right with Chuck. And then people say, oh, but if you don't want it, you know, you could put on your license or sign paperwork so they don't gut you open. How the fuck would I know I'm dead? Right? How would you know if they gut you open or not? You can't stop them, you're dead.
Oh.
What's up, Candy? I've never seen so many religious people in my life in these days and times. That guy was saying the best schools are the Catholic schools. And in my mind, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Yeah, I was wondering that, Morgan. When it said, you know, the tree of life and the apple. because we know the tree of life symbolizes from micro to macro, from the placenta to even the nervous system
Big
looks like a
hugs
tree.
to Candy. Hope you're
Huh?
well, Candy. Those big hugs from me and Maureen to Candy.
You know, if you look at the body, human body, the nervous system, coming out from the spine. If you have the spine, and the nervous system is like a tree. Even the veins. It's like almost everything's one and the same when it comes to the human body and Mother Nature. What's up, Faceplant?
Well, you know, what are we doing for the next few years? What's our plans for the next few years? Anybody got plans for the next few years?
Try to be food self-sufficient.
Thank you very much, Canada Dummy. That was exactly what I was thinking.
I'm trying to find all the warriors. That's what I'm trying to do. People who won't back down.
Well, to me, anybody who's willing to put a garden in, they're changing the bloody water, all right. You know, you can bloody put money on that. Yep.
Be what it is said. He's terraforming and networking.
Yep. That's a good thing too. I mean, it's hard to get people to understand that there's something going on. So many fucking people here are too damn comfortable to even know.
I was just thinking that, Dean. I was just thinking how, you know, people don't even think we're at war because there's no, you know, to be at war, that it doesn't always apply guns. You know, they don't have to kill you with a gun or a bomb, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the water, the food, the air, there's many other options they have, and they've been doing it.
Yep.
And children, they'll attack you as a child, you know, and program you to set you up to become the best molded slave you can be.
Oh, I look around me, Chuck, and all I see is people la-di-da land. All in la-di-da land.
Pronouns and all this crap.
I mean, you know, there's a woman that would come that we know, not through socializing with them, but, you know, they're off to the bloody pedicure. Fucking hell, I hope the hell that their husband doesn't say to them, oh shit, now we need this, but hey, look how many millions or how many thousands we spent on your bloody fingernails and your toenails and getting your latest hairstyle.
The number of nail salons and massage places, it's just unbelievable. Like, there's one on every.
It's like package stores.
Fucking people are just so fucking out there. It's comfort all the way. They can't even see that what happens to the day when you have none. What happens?
I can see that border around my square. I don't see it on anybody else's, but I see that light border around my square, like StreamYard's spying on me. Can you see that? I'm waving my hand and you can see the white border around my square.
Yeah, okay. I know what you mean, yeah.
See that sometimes, not always.
Yes. It might be the background in Chuck's thing
Yeah,
too.
Chuck's spying on me.
All that little
The whole
bloody, it looks
concept
like
of time is a
snow.
lie. Future and past are only conceptual. That's what Morgan says. I agree. Yeah, let's talk about time. You know, time is man-made, even though the sun and moon were used to count time. But what is time?
Hey, Chuck.
Time backward is emit.
Chuck, consider this. If the Earth is a ball and you're standing on the North Pole and you just make a 360 turn and you're going through all the 24 time zones. So there's no time at the North Pole if it's a ball.
Yeah, got you. If it was a ball, exactly. Especially one that's turning. I mean, you might be jumping ahead of time.
Time is a concept created for slaves.
Yep.
Do you control time, or does time control you? You know
what they want is I think it's they want that man a pound of flesh or a pound of salt, right? Now, when you work, you have to give out sweat. When you give out sweat, you're giving up your salt. And so how much work they want out of you is how much salt, but it takes an extension of what we've deemed time to put that into place. It takes a certain amount of A to B to get the job done. So A to B has been named time. It's just the amount of that we need to get that job done. As a slave, if you're working for the king and you're the man that runs around with your shit box, and he's going to have a shit in it, and you've got to wipe his ass and everything. It's going to take an amount of time, and however long it takes for his guts from the time he wants the shit to actually getting the shit out of his ass.
Constipation.
And he might be constipated too, exactly. Yeah. He mightn't have the shits. He might be constipated. He'd be fucking sitting there for an hour and a half waiting for him. Take a dump.
Satan is just low materializing light. That's why he's the god of material. I'll always keep saying that because I personally, speak for me, I don't see Satan as, I think it's a deity created to describe the dark side of people, or you could look at it from any perspectives.
I agree with that, Chuck. Yeah.
You could look at it in the light perspective. You could look at it as, I don't even know what to call evil or the bad side of someone. What would we call that? Feelings or anger. You know, what would you call anger? Is that a feeling? Right?
Yep, it's a feeling. To me, It's the opposite of the passionate of joy. It's the passionate of the opposite of joy.
Like magicians, illusions. This system is based off illusions. I don't think life is supposed to be us born to be slaves. That's this whole concept was created.
I mean, you can have a look at it. You have a look at goats, for example, Chuck, and everyone. Goats, after a while they know they've got to feed their belly and all that stuff. But you have a look at their little babies, the kids, and when they're born, they're happy, they're skipping, they're jumping, they're bloody playing games, right? It's not until they've gone through a couple of years of life to settle them down to the hardship,
They came into
it's
artificial scarcity.
Well, the thing is that we give them scarcity. We give everything scarcity with this. Well, not say we, but the world gives scarcity. Or it gives abundance. It gives abundance to some and scarcity to the others.
Yeah, there's no fucking food shortage. It's artificial. It's created by the powers.
Yeah.
So they can gain more money.
I mean, if you're growing this stuff yourself, it's not scarcity because you're doing it yourself.
I look at when Lilith said,
the system doesn't want us to do it for ourselves.
Well, no, they want us to be tied into the same bullshit that they've tricked everybody else with. All right? They want to say, hey, look, you can't do it yourself. Even these people over here who think they can't because we're not going to let them.
what do people think about when Lilith said they wanted her? I got to look into this more though, but something about the flesh when she said she didn't want to be in the flesh. She was created out of the elements of the ground, which could be metal, it could be anything, but she didn't want to be in the flesh because she said the flesh is a prison for the spirit. That's deep.
To me, that
makes me think.
Sorry. Carry on.
It just makes me think that
really.
Huh?
It's a narrative presented. You can take one side or the other side of the narrative, but we're still arguing on both sides of a false narrative.
There you go.
Kind of step outside of the narrative.
Well, my whole point is, what is this place? Nobody can say for sure they know what this place is. And are we supposed to be spirits, and have we been tricked, to come into this slave system? I know there's narratives and all, but whether people like it or not, everyone plays along with this narrative of the system. Where's the rebel? When are we going to take back what's ours? Probably never.
I think I made a choice to come here and experience what I am experiencing. I don't know. Somehow I think I chose to come here and have this experience, as brutal as it is sometimes, to grow.
I think we're addicted to coming back here myself. I feel like everything's about comfort and addiction, and we've been our ideals are easily shifted, as Boy said, by buying our comfort.
they say the material, right? It don't matter. Maybe it matters in the material world, but who's ever experienced shedding the flesh? Who just jumped out? I don't know. Who experienced
Lonnie.
shedding the flesh and living in the spirit world? I haven't heard any stories of that.
I can't say I could, because the damn body wants food, it wants liquid. And even if I'm not in a house or anything, I'm out in the country, I've still got to go somewhere and get water. I've got to do something, some kind of action to get food. I've also got to do some kind of action to keep warm. And warm enough to sleep. So, you know, I mean, if anybody's ever been camping, and not in the height of summer, because, well, even then, I mean, if you're still trying to get comfortable at night when you're bloody hot. So to me, comfort is the animal, I call the animal instinct in us. I can see animals that they will choose a certain place to sleep because it's going to give them the best comfort zone at night. They're not going to go out and sit on the top of a bloody cold, chilly old mountain in the bloody wind and the rain and the snow. They're going to look for some place that's sheltered, away from the wind, away from the cold. Even if we could go just by looking at the animals around us, we're going to see that they're going to head towards a comfort zone.
Is that a gazelle? No. It's a cow. Yeah. It seems America's too comfortable.
I mean, that's what I line myself up to, is the animal kingdom, the bird kingdom, and that. And
I think the animals are have been adapting to this artificial climate control for a couple hundred years at least.
I really agree with that, actually. And a dummy, I really do, because you can see differences in just the habitats. The habitats are changing so much, and it's all because of one thing I feel is urbanization. Without urbanization, we wouldn't even know that comfort. We'd still be what they call carving out a bloody existence in the wilderness, right?
I think urbanization in the past, it complemented nature. Today, it's against nature.
Yes.
In one perspective, it keeps the people off the land. The way we live, we damage the land. So if we're in the cities, then we're not on the land, fucking it up.
Peace
well, I mean, New Zealand, okay, you know, before the influx of the orphans and the boats and the setting up of the New World Order, basically, there were just native people here, and the bush and the land wasn't stripped. It wasn't cityfied. It wasn't urbanized. It was still being, you know, like they were the native people were going out from their little village, wherever they were encamped.
It was It was civilized still. Now it's uncivilized.
Yeah. I mean, there was a symbiotic relationship between the people and the surrounding landscape. They didn't destroy it in order to make farms. What they did is they found areas that were wet enough that they could grow food in, because some places are too dry to grow food. You know, you can't just go and grow clear off a bush and grow it on the top of a hill like they do now. They grow grass on the top of a hill to feed cows.
Dean.
But before, there was just the top of a hill with bush and trees on it, and the cattle foraged through it and then left when they got whatever food was available and moved on, just like nomads for humans, right?
Yeah, Dean,
When
there's
the food,
this one this herb I grow, lemon balm. I've been growing it in my yard in the city here for a long time. And well, the soil in my yard in the city is just unbelievably good soil. I'm close to the river. And if I try to grow those seeds out at my land, they don't want to grow there. And I tried growing them at other people's places, and the seeds just don't grow there. It's weird. It's like they have to have that certain type of soil to grow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Peace, look within. What's up, B?
On you for bringing that up.
I've been trying to say what up to B for like an hour.
Greetings and salutations, Charles, Dean, Faceplant.
Hey, how are ya? Be what it is. Good to hear from you, bro.
It's good to hear you too, Dean. I'm doing well.
We used to have a couple of goats. Their names was Ernie and Bert. They always used to like to stand on the fucking car. They'd jump up on the hood of the car.
I know what you mean. To me, they're odd animals. I built a house for one once, and all it did was sleep on the roof. Funny thing.
Yeah, I breed goats. I have alpine milk goats.
Oh, awesome. Do you make your own cheese too? Do you make your own cheese?
I do not yet.
Do you use the wool?
They're not wool goats.
So they're not
an elk. Made cheese once, but we need to get a good recipe going, and I'm trying to set up the production line to where me and my sons wrangle the animals, and then some of the other family members can do some value added projects with the resources.
There's my partner. She's Maureen. She always talks about how when she trains her animals for milking, cows, goats, or sheep can be done the same way. And that is to when they're babies, you groom the calf. You know, we used to go to calf day or pet day at school, and you had to groom your animals to show them. It's all part of the show thing. But anyway, what she got out of it was that while they're young like that, and you're handling them, they get so used to it, and they adore it. They especially like it if you give them tidbits like some really nice sweet hay, clover hay, or something like that. And so they get this. You know, they're addicted to comfort just like the rest of us. And
there's a goat
you
farm
give them
here where people take
video I sent you, Dean, yesterday.
Goats eat them up.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool. They're pretty good. They'll demolish anything. They'll eat blackberries and thorns. You got some rough ground. You just put some goats in there. They'll clean it up in no time. But yeah, you can, just make sure that you can bring your animals up to the stage where you can milk them without having even to tie them up. You don't even need to hold them or wrangle them or anything.
Yeah,
because they
if you
come
wanna
willingly.
Yeah,
if you
that's
wanna
right. My
just put some cows on it. That forest will be gone in no time. More from
Yeah,
the
no,
soil compaction probably than anything.
exactly, Kanadami. Yes, I mean cows with a huge hoof, and you get 30 or 40 of them all standing around in one place sleeping. They're going to tread that land down until it's compact, all right? You bet.
What were you gonna say? Be what it is.
Oh, I was just thinking, yeah, my goats are really intelligent, and once they get a hold of the order of my house, they have a hierarchy, and each lactating mother will get in line to be milked in their order by themselves. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Something about that square eye that bothers me on the goats. The square pupil.
It's weird. Their legs, they bend the opposite way.
Well, so does a moose. A moose's back legs go the opposite way.
I think when you once you've butchered an animal, you start to see the structure of the animal's leg. It might not have the same length of bones on each limb, each part of the limb, but the sequences are still much the same as every other skeleton.
What's the term for that? Is it analogous structure or whole homologous? I forget the term, but it's the similar anatomical feature of an animal.
Yes. I mean, even a whale or a shark has a skeleton, which usually has protrusions coming out, 2 or 4. Seals appear to have 2 in the front and a tail, but actually their tail is their 2 back legs.
Yeah, butchering animals, it definitely gives you that pattern recognition to where you can see the similarities in life forms. And then if you need to provide first aid to some of your animals or maybe a fellow human being, it gives you that insight to where you can maybe see a missing puzzle piece when you have prior knowledge about other animals.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Be What It Is. Yes, Be What It Is. Yes, exactly. That's how it works. Yeah.
I grew up with horses, and I don't like them. But we had a donkey too. The donkey was such a sweet animal, but the horses were assholes. I think they're another a man-made creature, maybe a horse.
Horses require a lot of love and attention, and if you can't go that slow, they'll be pissed and offended. I actually have transitioned to ATVs and motorcycles because horses are too slow, and with my lifestyle, it's kind of a fast-paced, get-her-done lifestyle right now. But whenever it comes back to the kids. We transitioned to that mentality of horse speed up at the ranch.
Yeah, fully. I get that too. Be what it is. Yeah, that's profound in itself. My dad, when he first started farming, in his 30s, I was born in and when he was 36 or 37. But we had an old horse and a couple of, well, 2 horses. One was semi-retired, but he pulled the mower with that. We mowed hay with a horse. We tilled the hay with a horse, and we basically tied all the bloody stuff together and put it in a shed. But things have radically changed like that today. Now that it's so automated.
We used to use an old car hood as a sleigh and pull it behind the horse.
Yep. We had a sled behind our horse. We fed hay out on that. We gathered hay on it. We fed the hay out to the stock on it. It's amazing how how things have changed. I mean, my dad, he said he grew up in a little town in Harawa, New Zealand, and he remembers the first car driving up the main street was old. It was a Ford Model T, and I used to think, I used to say, well, my dad, he grew up in the time before motor cars. And
backwards.
And now we're talking bloody people going to outer space. What a load of rubbish that is. But here we are. We're living in a false paradigm. We used to think that he'd seen the first motor car, and then people going and landing on the moon. What a fucking joke that is. Now we find out they all had all these motor cars. Yeah. And they had electrics. And they had all this other stuff. In fact, we're the antiquated ones in the scheme of things.
What about star forts? I don't know. These architectures, man. I've been looking into all these different towers and shit.
What's your thought on it, Tuck? Do you think it's a beneficial thing as star forts, or do you think there's an element of trickery going on?
There's so many of them. I mean, like this picture right here. I don't think it's for defense. I think these people are definitely very knowledgeable on semantics and sound and frequency. Otherwise, why else? Some of these look like snowflakes. I mean,
to me, they're designed
mind blowing.
I think
they're designed off snowflakes.
I think it has to do something with the water. It's like an automatic water pump or something.
A frequency, some kind of frequency that moves water, right?
Yeah, there's more purpose than we're being told. Like even this one, it's not so much shaped, but look at this picture.
A lot of them look like they could be the trunk of an old tree.
True.
But
true. Who just said something about water? They have these moats and they say, oh, they were kept for protection. I kind of disagree. I think these moats were used to generate electricity, like hydro water. I'm using water, creating electricity that way. Star forts.
Well, I'm in agreement with Kenna Dummy in saying that they are, or could have been, an old tree that was chopped down. And a lot of, I feel, these old trees are artesian. That because of the root system that they had, they set.
So you're saying star forts are from cut down trees?
No, hang on. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they are built on the place of where a tree was cut down.
All of them?
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Okay.
I don't know. Because some of them are really low lying. Not all of them are high hills.
Peace, Annika.
Annika, yeah. Nice to know you here. Big hugs from me and Maureen.
Trying up.
You know, I feel like, I mean, you know how you're talking about doing an experiment with sand and water and ice and even blood.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say there's not some kind of frequency generator under the ground that is able to shift the land itself, right?
A natural
in the same way that a speaker could do the same, right?
They might even have been made using sound.
Yeah, to me, when you look at the way they sit this sand on a speaker or on a table, and then you come up with a design out of it, you could almost say that some kind of frequency was set up underneath it to get that design to come on the surface.
I was thinking that before too, Dean. Like, are you able to put blocks together? What if you?
Sorry,
what if you throw a bunch of blocks in a pile, and then underneath you have the frequency, like they do with the metal plate in the sand? I wonder if I think we talked about that before.
I think we have, yeah.
That's interesting. What were you gonna say, Faceplant?
Well, water would have been used too. Like water automatically levels. So if they put some a slurry of mud and light it up with the frequency, maybe all of that shit just kind of vibrates into shape.
Yes, and then they go and brick it up afterwards to keep it solid there, right? To keep it in form. Like, you could say that there was a wall there and all that happened, but as soon as you drop the frequency, that thing's just going to fall away and start crumbling. But if you go and load in a whole lot of bricks and stones in there, you're going to keep the shape of it, right?
Just like all this, I think it's called architecture for a reason, because the texture creates arcs. At least the old school architecture.
They knew how nature worked, and it was easy for them somehow. Like, I can't imagine. But
I believe the staff. Sorry, but I believe the star forts are the beginning of cities, of city grid lines.
Everything's built on something bigger and older.
I don't know if this picture is real, but it's got the two pillars, and they look like giant Tesla things, towers. Like a lot of old pictures have these crazy towers here that produce electricity. Look at this thing.
Well, I mean, they collected electricity. They didn't produce it. I don't think they ever produced it. The electricity's in the air. I think they actually collected it. They were just antennas to collect it, receivers.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, have you heard of the waters running under the pyramid? Possibly to create like a static charge.
Yeah, I've heard that version. It's very interesting.
There's a whole giant complex under the pyramids too.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures too, Cannon Dummy. There's a massive structure underneath, and you'd have to have, for the amount of earthquakes that we have in the last 100 years, even if something built on sand is going to bloody shake itself down, right? Yeah.
New Kingdom, I heard they used it for a static generator, but Old Kingdom.
I'm uploading this video of it's just a 60-second video, but it's going to lead people into some deep research of this guy that built something called the Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, cool. I would like to know about that. Yeah.
Is that the electricity Jacob's Ladder? The 2 wires?
Isn't there also a drug, which is a combination of different drugs, which is called the Jacob's Ladder?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like if you combine these 2 drugs or whatever, it makes this, they call it Jacob's Ladder, because it's going into some kind of a ladder into a different consciousness or something.
And yeah, B, sorry I couldn't answer you because I was uploading. But yeah, it is with the electricity. And I seen this video. I don't know if I sent it to everyone on Telegram, but man, it blew my mind. I'm pulling the video up now.
Cool.
Check this video out.
Yeah, go.
Oh, go ahead.
So I read something that the Old Kingdom used the pyramid structure as some sort of either DNA altering or some sort of life force energy altering machine that Osiris, or the original ruler of that Old Kingdom, would go in there, and the structure would generate some sort of piezoelectric or static energy, and it could be controlled for the health benefit of Osiris or that demigod leader guy. Have any of you heard any of that information?
No.
Because there was a green guy that would come up once a year and judge the land, and then he would go back to sleep. And that kind of sounds like a lot of mythology, but at the same time, if there was some sort of Anuna demigod Atlantean priest creature, and he was able to put himself in some sort of like a sleep, or some sort of
like a machine like sleep.
Right.
Well,
what
was that old man with the beard that slept? Remember that saying or that myth or whatever when we were young? There's that old man with the long beard that slept. But
I mean, if we were just the products of machinery.
Let me play this video real quick.
Why do we sleep, Machinery don't need
In
sleep.
1994, a man in Kansas City, Missouri began an experiment. Mike Markham was 21 years old with an electrical engineering degree. One day he decided to build a simple Jacob's ladder. To start the Jacob's ladder, he would use a laser. A small shimmer appeared at the bottom of the ladder. He tossed a screw at it, and it disappeared, then reappeared just a few inches away. So he decided to build a bigger one on his front porch, using some transformers he borrowed, and was later sent to jail after causing 20,000 house blackout. After 6 months in jail, he was contacted by the AM radio talk show host Art Bell. After the interview, people donated equipment so Mike would continue his work. In 1998, Mike built another machine where he spent weeks experimenting with live guinea pigs. Satisfied with the results, he decided to go through himself. Mike was gone. In 2011, a journalist wrote for Nexus magazine stating that he has found the infamous Mike Markham.
Now I'm going to do better research and digging into this topic, because
Art Bell was an agent.
Here, check this video. I just want to make people laugh. That dude's tripping, boy. He slapped the shit out of that snake.
If
He
you've
was
ever
throwing
had
them around.
parents, if you've ever had animals or children, you understand.
Oh, fully.
Yeah. No, I know, because he raised them and he's around them all the time. But if the average person did that, they would be attacked.
That's very interesting. So he disappeared. He tried it on himself, and he disappeared,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah, and it makes me think of the pillars, you know, the Masonic pillars. And they talk about Jacob's ladder. Like, Look Within said, isn't Jacob's ladder the spine? Yeah. But I think that's why he called it Jacob's ladder, because it was kind of mimicking the spine. But
yeah. You know, if Phil was here right now, he could almost say that was part of the rapture, right? That you could rapture people out of here, right? Where they'd go, I wouldn't have a clue. But if he could move a screw and it landed somewhere else, and then he moved himself, where did he go? Right?
Peace, Soama.
Hey, Soama, how are you? We got first light here at the moment. It's 5:01.
You know, I seen a video where this guy said, this is what it looks like. You know, he was showing this big ball, and he described this big ball as being the sun. And then it was not a, well, yeah, it was a ball, and it had like thousands of little like marbles in it. And he goes, that's how many Earths you could fit in the sun. And my first thought was, how do people fall for this shit? If the sun, like I said before, was 90 times the size of Earth, you wouldn't be able to see it come over the horizon. And then people, you know, how can people deny that the sun comes over the horizon?
It actually comes towards you.
Yeah,
that's all it does.
And how is the Earth bigger than the sun, right? If it's coming over the horizon, obviously the horizon's longer than the sun. You know, it just, when you really like use common sense, all that stuff breaks down. But people just, I don't know, Just roll with it, I guess.
Well, we
Peace,
had some
Marcel.
people here on Sunday, and got a young fella. I've talked to him several times about the Earth not being a ball. I didn't say what it is. I can't say exactly what shape it is. But I
has
said
many
when you
shapes.
stand
Has
on the
all the
horizon,
shapes.
when you stand on the horizon, or you're standing on a mountain and you're looking down on the horizon out towards the sea does appear to come back to your left and come back to your right. So it's like you're sitting in the middle of a circle. It has that feel about it.
You're sitting in the middle of a circle casting spells. Huh. Think about that one.
Yeah, think about that one.
A quote attributed to Tesla. Whoever the character was, he said, the Earth is not an object, it's a realm.
Exactly.
It has all the shapes, like a Metatron cube. Or, sorry,
like
the Metatron.
The sun and the moon are part of the realm, but if we look at the Earth as an object, then it has no soul. That's how we're kind of tricked about. And
even ourselves too. Yes.
If you add Big Bang and evolution to that, it just completely traps people. They can't think.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it's designed to do. By that way of thinking, Ken the Dummy. I think that's exactly what you're saying there is true. That we entrap ourselves by allowing these things to become our way of thinking. I wouldn't even call the Earth a circle. I would say that my view of the horizon tells me that there's some kind of levelness to this place. Not say in the land, but in the water. You can. I've taken my level out to the sea coast. I go out and try and show people. Come have a look at this. Now you hold that there, and I hold this here, and we get somebody to stand in the middle. Can you see the bubble? And they say, well, you put your end down on the horizon, and you put your, and hello, the bubble was there right in the middle. How the bloody hell does that work?
Huh. Yeah, and then they say there's curvature because the water's being manipulated when it's like waves, or there's condensation in the atmosphere and all this stuff. But
I just, as the joke on the job one time, I took a 2x4 and I drew some bubbles on it, and I put the foreman's name on there. Say it doesn't matter what you put it on, it's level.
But yeah, I mean, we can get a plumb bulb, and we can hold it up on a support, and put it on up high enough so that we can see the horizon in the background. And basically, you can make a square, a corner, by using the level line of the horizon and the plumb bob to get a right angle corner.
Hey, check this out. If you're observing the sunrise or the sunset, and there's two buildings, one's higher than the other, if the sun is going down, the shadow of the smaller building will rise on the bigger building, and that never happens because the sun is always above everything. So just shadows of buildings on each other will disprove the globe.
Of course. I mean, I liken to. I've actually been thinking about building a sundial too. Just so I can record at what times in the summertime where the sun is at its highest point, and I could mark that with the sundial marker, and where it is at its lowest point in the wintertime.
Yeah, you just need a vertical stick and a place to mark the shadows.
Yeah. I mean, if we all had a bloody sundial on our lawn, we wouldn't be confused by bloody all time and daylight saving and all this other shit, you know.
Yeah, like noon. My actual noon is not the noon on the clock. Actual noon is when the shadow is shortest. The shadow of the telephone pole is at its shortest. That's actual noon.
And if you line that up, you should be able to, like, the average guy should be able to use, you know, like the old watch when you had a hand. You had the minute hand and the hour hand. When those two hands come together and they're exactly at 12, that's north, right? That's exactly north.
Yeah, the shadow of the pole is north and south at noon.
Yes.
So, like, where I live, the 100th meridian is east of me, so that's the time zone I'm in. And but actual noon during daylight saving time is an hour and a half after the clock noon. But in the winter time, it's only a half an hour after the clock noon where I live.
Right. I mean, these are all the things we should be setting up as sundials and taking recording pictures of
Who thinks
first
this
light.
is real?
What's that? I'll put my phone down. Oh, okay.
This is supposed to be at the North Pole. That's the sunrise. Now, how the hell is the moon that big?
Well, that's because it's closer to you than the sun is.
How's that true? That's what NASA says. That the moon's closer to the sun. When they both move in the hand
on their ball theory, but I mean, you know, like when you're looking up at the moon at full moon, and it tends to be more in the wintertime than it does in the summer. I feel that the atmospheric conditions of heat and cold play a big part in how we view things.
Yeah.
And so in the wintertime, when you get a full moon, to me, sometimes you feel like, shit, I can almost reach out and touch the damn thing. It's that big.
I've witnessed that.
Close. And yet, in the summertime, when you have a full moon, the bloody thing's far away. And I feel like atmospheric conditions are playing a huge role in our viewing experience.
It's got to be real, because you can see the reflection in the water.
The water in the atmosphere, yes, Canada, yeah.
It's like a lens.
Audio check.
The atmosphere is like
What's
a
up,
lens.
Lonnie? Who's ever seen this map? That's supposed to be the North Pole. It's very interesting, this map.
Audio check.
One,
Loud and clear.
you're good, bro.
Peace, Dominic.
Give her while we can hear you.
Audio check.
We can hear you,
Audio.
but there's
We
a
can
lot
hear
of
you.
like movement and noise.
So I sent you and Chuck that video, and it took me straight to
Okay.
it. So you should be able to share it now, Charles.
Where'd you send it?
I went
Telegram?
right to it. It took me forever to. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, it's all looking like
It's in Telegram, so we should be able to watch it live together. And
it's looking like
All
a
right.
network of tree roots.
go ahead.
I'll mute up.
This is the one I've been trying to get you to watch for.
Okay, okay, Lonnie. Yep.
Hey Dom, how you doing, man? Anna, nice to see you. I haven't seen who's in the chat. Morgan, how are you? Yeah, it took me a minute to find it, man. Well, in its entirety, anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. This is how. I'm always trying to figure out how they know my every move and everything else. Now I know.
Flat Earth, globe Earth. Would it be trolling to throw out Tesseract Earth?
Never heard of it.
It's funny
That's how
how
they know
we
your
always
every
get
move.
into these globe Earth discussions. It's funny.
The fishbowl.
Can you unfold a pretzel and make it flat?
How you doing, B? What?
I'm good, Lonnie. Thank you.
Good, man.
So you could reach through that Tesseract and you could snitch on yourself. You could tell people what you're doing, and then they can reach back through into a different location and set something up for you to trip over.
And smack you. Right. Give you the bitch slap.
Lonnie, I went through a lot of the stuff you're going through, and the worst is over for me. So I'm hoping that that you're gonna overcome that shit because I did.
Yeah.
It's all real. It's all
it's
real,
the little
man.
foot soldiers. Yeah. It's the little foot soldiers that are getting me now. This little asshole right here. See him right there? Me just driving down the fucking alley.
Yeah, I get these little cocksuckers
they
trolling
just
around
stop.
all the time here too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just like watching me, have my dick in my hand or something, take a piss, and then you'll see when he shows this video of how they do a lot of their other shit, how they know every move we make, on top of tapping into our fucking Wi-Fi in our homes. Bullshit. And wondering why I don't have a good reception. I'm over $100 a month paying fucking high speed internet bills, and I'm bogging out.
Shit.
Crazy.
That's bizarre. I don't have my own internet. I'm on a Wi-Fi and I use this FM transmitter and the headphone jack. It helps pull in the signal. but that won't help you, I guess.
Yeah, I remember
You got your own internet. That's fucked.
Right. I remember you saying how you was doing it. It's kind of like, the homemade Bluetooth deal. I remember you telling me and Phil about it. It was pretty interesting. And it works, But another one of their little fucking trolls.
Do you have a vehicle, Lonnie?
Well, yeah, it's at Phil's house.
Oh, because sometimes when these little buggers come around, I just hit the panic button on my car just to let them know I'm watching to scare the shit out of them.
Yeah. I'm in the inner city, right in Indianapolis, and they don't give a fuck. It's not. They're more of an annoyance than anything. It's the whatever the fuck they've got in these planes that fly over my house, man, that have this high pitched whining sound and shit. It does something. Other than deliver just radiation, they're doing some kind of terraforming, man. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
They're and it's not just me they're doing it to.
Yeah, we are part of the Terra that they're trying to form.
Right.
Yeah.
And what sort of Terra are you putting in your temple for them to terraform?
Well, there you go. That's a good thing, be what it is. Yeah.
Because if you feel all that EMF, there's something in your body reacting to it. And if you clean it out, you'll feel it less.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. If we've got things in our body that metals that shouldn't, or accumulated metals that shouldn't be there.
How do we detox that shit, man?
Eat clay. That's what I do anyway.
Eat clay?
I eat clay. I eat clay as part of it. Yep. I also eat chlorophyll.
I heard
lots of greens.
I heard I heard to eat a lot of greens. So what do you do? Blend it up, no sugar?
Yeah, avoid sugar. Yeah.
No refined sugar, 0.
Okay.
That includes
and
alcohol.
even you got to watch out.
Piss off a lot of people, but alcohol breaks down.
You've even got to watch out with honey nowadays too. People say, "Oh, you can eat honey; it's a natural sugar."
Yeah, I don't.
Got to watch out because a lot of bee people today, a lot of bee farmers, they use regulated sugars that have been processed, and they use that as part of their feed structure for bees now. So when they're making their honey, they're also being supplemented by the bee farmer with these sugars, and people think that they're getting a natural honey when they're not. They're actually getting supplemented sugars coming in through their honey as well. So just be careful. You're better off to have your own hive and not use that type of sugar.
You know?
You got to be careful. You got to look at everything that you're doing.
You ever do any fasting, Lonnie?
No, I've never in my life.
So you
what do you
have to
suggest?
consult a doctor.
I need to get these metals. What it is?
Yeah.
I need to get these metals out of my body.
So yeah, I'm not a medical professional, and I am not giving medical advice. But from things I've heard,
I know.
If you do a 24-hour 0 intake start, it kickstarts your body real fast. If you can handle 36 hours, no food, no water, it'll really fire you up. And then you do whatever you can, liquid fast or a full-on no nothing for 3 days. You could do clean water. You could do juices, or like a liquid fast.
Fruit
Sea
juices,
moss
yeah, it's pretty
is
good.
really good
Yeah.
to do that liquid fast. And then for an extended period of time, 30 days or a 60-day window, you do broken down vegetables like a cabbage soup. There's like chlorophyll.
Oh, here we go.
I got an echo in my ear.
We're getting ready to play this.
See if you guys can hear it.
That is what you're seeing giving off the light.
Now,
because these fluorescent nanodynes
how do I rewind this
can be
fucking thing?
excited. And then as they go through the relaxation process,
I'm gonna have to start it over.
So guys, this is how they
I gotta start it over.
Amazing about fasting. You take a shift after you fast for a day. Wonder where that came from.
All right, you ready? Tell me if you can hear it.
they will give off the light.
Yeah, we can hear everybody. We can hear everybody.
The energy that is expended on them to excite them, and because of that, we can
What
look
the
at
fuck? The
energy,
volume's so low. Oops.
the energy that comes back, the light that comes back, and basically determine the quantum state of the nitrogen vacancy inside the neuron. Just like we can look at a star and determine what it is composed of, we can look at nanoparticles and nitrogen vacancies and the light that comes back from them to determine
Hold on, let me mute up.
quantum state, their ground state, because they're going to relax back to that state, and based on the photons they give us, we can determine what state they're relaxing back to. Now I'm just showing you that these nanodiamonds basically can replace these quantum dots. And instead of being a quantum dot attached to the neuron, it can be a nanoparticle and a nitrogen vacancy literally inside the neuron. So now what they can do is we can do this wirelessly, because this person, these electrodes, could be replaced if this person had a bunch of nanoparticles and nitrogen vacancies inside his brain. But what we'd have to do is scan this person's brain to look at the quantum states of all those nitrogen vacancies inside his neurons. And what we can also do is entangle nitrogen vacancies together. So we can create entanglement between the nitrogen vacancies that would be inside this person's brain versus the scanner that would be beneath him. And you can see a lot of that through China and entanglement and what they're doing with their satellite systems and the way they can create entanglement between distant nitrogen vacancies. And that's what they're using in all these experiments when they extend entanglement more than 1,000 kilometers. If you look into the details of all these experiments, you're going to find out that every one of them involves the use of nitrogen vacancies as the storage medium, and that they're using photons to entangle distant nitrogen vacancies. So what they're doing is scanning people's brains after poisoning them with nanoparticles that possess nitrogen vacancies. And they're making those nitrogen vacancies part of their global quantum network, because they're scanning through our brains as we lie in bed. And they're making those brains part of their quantum neural network, so they can interface with the brain remotely and do all this vision reconstruction in a memristor network. Because if you look at memristor sparse coding, you will see vision reconstruction being done directly in the memristor network itself. And the memristors are being dictated by vacancies. See these vacancies between every crossbar? Those would be nitrogen vacancies in a nitride-based memristor. Those would be nitrogen vacancies in a nitride-based memristor. And it just happens that we can entangle nitrogen vacancies together. So all this vision reconstruction can now be done remotely by putting nanoparticles and nitrogen vacancies into this person's brain, and then scanning that person's brain to make every single one of those nitrogen vacancies that might be in their occipital lobe part of this memristor network, so that they can reconstruct vision remotely. And that's how our governments are spying on the population through their own eyes.
They're seeing the negative image. Now I have an
Interesting. That was interesting.
It was interesting.
Because
it's like
in your house,
negative image of our thought.
AI don't even need cameras no more. They could use heat signature.
From electricity, yeah.
Through your that box for the internet.
About 15 years ago, my buddy said he saw a barcode in his eye. He was looking in the mirror. He saw a fucking barcode in his eye, and that there's like a camera in his eye.
Hmm.
And this is like 15 years ago. Like, he's another
Yeah,
guy who sees.
Phil was talking about that too.
I got a barcode in my fucking forehead.
And Phil was talking like, you know, do we realize, or do we see any dots in your eye? You think about when you're looking at things, sometimes you can see like hair, a bit of hair, or bits of fluff on your eyeball. You know, you can see that things are moving across your eye. But there's a big difference between that and something that might be in your eye, right? Something that's on the lens. You get a little hair. It looks like a whole lot of little round bubbles, but it's just wherever it's connected to the eyeball, I feel.
Yeah, you didn't give it a chance, Charles. It was going to show you in real time what it looks like. I mean, you let him talk about the specifics of it, but you didn't let him do the demonstration on what he's seeing on a video screen.
That was the whole video. That was the whole video.
I'll have a look at it later myself. I'll have a look at it later myself.
That's what's on Telegram. 10 minutes. That's all that's here.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to find the whole video, man. It's just so insane, and it's sick, dude. Is it amazing technology, yes, but when it's used for nefarious purposes, man, it's nothing but pure bad in its purest form.
I think most of that stuff is nefarious anyway. Anything that wants to change our.
We got to get a Nuki up here.
Made us more. We are more cybernetic than what we could ever possibly imagine.
A Nuki should come up here and talk about what he, all this stuff.
That's.
But
I think there is a lot more to us than what we're told, of course, Lonnie.
Right.
Yeah, I'm interested in that now, Lonnie. You know,
I mean,
it's fucked up, man, and it's happening.
If we think about a quantum computer.
Yeah, I remember me kept telling you about being hooked up to the quantum computer and how I can hear it beating inside my head, man. Like a hunting drum.
Well, I think we're all at quantum computers anyway. We're all one. We just have we are limited by our own understanding or what we believe, right? We only limit ourselves by what we believe.
Right.
On topic with the current build, those little negative spaces in that reality matrix, could that be called a child of Lilith? And we're looking at these concepts like they're evil, but it's just the nature of that entity, and we're saying evil and God damned that entity, but in reality we're just observing the nature of the negative or the void, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I've
Be what
often
it
made
is.
the comment that we like live now, and I've always said that we are the future. You know, and in saying that, I mean that we are the AI.
We are.
I gotta end this stream in like 15 minutes. I didn't realize it was 3 hours already. But I'll go live later. I got some stuff I gotta do, but
yeah, we're part of the Earth.
Yeah, I'll check you out.
Being hacked.
You know, I was thinking about doing a lot, but I'm gonna buy a package. I think, man. How much can I get a package on StreamYard for? A good.
They have all different prices. What were you gonna say?
If I run a stream.
Just that.
Go ahead.
Just that we're part of the Earth system, and it's being hacked. It's being hacked.
Yeah.
And it's
absolutely
being hacked.
Yeah, HARP. They said they use HARP to hack into the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, Mahakali doesn't believe that you're using her children very wisely, so she's taking them back.
She's
Lilith is pissed that y'all ain't rising to the occasion. You're using these little phones, you're looking in her magic mirrors, you're using all her magic, and what are you doing with it? Are you serving her, or are you just using her like a little hoe?
He's on to something.
Shoot. Flat Earth Nation, I could drop my Telegram. I usually don't put the link in the description because last time I put my Telegram link in the description, I had like 50 people come in there. I don't even know who the hell they were. So I stopped posting the link.
Funny.
Yeah, people from China, all sorts. I'm like, man, what the hell?
Popular, man. You're popular, Charles.
Trying to think, huh? I'm trying to
I said
think
you're
how
popular, man.
They're probably a bunch of scammers or something.
Well, I think
It
we
wasn't
get all
50
elements.
people, but it was a lot.
I'm gonna look into doing a stream myself here in a little bit, and if somebody wants to come on and like wing it with me or whatever, you're more than welcome, and just tell me how to do shit.
Yeah, go live.
Pretty solid.
I was almost gonna go live yesterday, Dean, when I just seen today at 6 o'clock Eastern time. You're like, what are you doing? But
yeah, I'll do it live
thanks to
after
everyone
you get done with your.
Well, if you want to get, like done with this one and then go on later, I'll come over.
Okay, do they?
Thank you, Morgan.
You can go on you can do it for free, right? And I can just buy a package from there, or what do I need to do?
Yeah, people in the chat are telling you to go live and drop your link in the chat. And thank you, Morgan, for dropping a lot of good knowledge and wisdom. Thanks to the whole chat and everyone on the panel.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I love to be part of
and for all the information about the
free thinking minds. That's how I like to think of ourselves, and I like to be part of that. So, thank you very much, guys.
I don't even know,
ladies.
I don't even know
girls in the
the
chat.
link. So how do I even?
Anna K got a wrench. You can just drop something in the chat and she could sub to your channel that way. Just put something in the chat.
And then she'll click on you.
Oh,
and
okay.
She'll be able to sub to you. Oh shit.
Okay. I'll do it now.
I was thinking maybe I'll go live later, or maybe just do a private thing, so then I can show stuff without repercussions.
Well, the thing is, you can record it too, and then if it's worthy of uploading, you can use it and upload it later, right?
That's true. I'll send you the link, Dean. I send Dean the link like all the time because I know he'll show up.
Yeah. All right, man. You're my first stop in the mornings, man. So I kind of
now I got
a
your
little routine I do.
Telegram too, Lonnie. So
right on.
I got to give Flat Earth Nation the Telegram. So yeah, Flat Earth Nation's on Telegram, I think. Dean and Lonnie.
Okay. If you can share his link over to me, that'd be great. I mean, that'd be great. I'd love to be able to talk to Flat Earth Nation about some things. Yeah. Great to talk to you too, Canadami, and be what it is. Lonnie, great to be a part of Free Thinking Minds and help just talking things out and bringing clarity to our congested mind as it is, whatever congestion we have in our minds. I try and eliminate the congestion all the time.
Flat Earth Nation, this is my Telegram link. At Wandering Monk 81. I put it in the chat.
All right, so I don't know if I should try this on my laptop or
Or what, man? Maybe I will.
Yeah, wherever
Maybe
you get
I'll
the
get a
best.
I think you get a little bit more better experience on a laptop. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you do. You get to do more too on a laptop than the phone.
All right. Okay. So where do I go at right here on? Or where you go live? Go down to more to go live.
Yeah, it should be an option there. You should have an option to go live. You should have options.
Oh yeah, it might make you wait 24 hours unless you went live before. Yep.
Yeah, might do that.
StreamYard to make you wait. Unless you already went live, then you'll be fine.
No, I've never went live.
Let me see.
I think the best way is maybe try a little live on your own. That's what I did my first time. Did a little live and then.
Dean, you could walk them through it, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
oh, you never went live before, Dean.
I think I've done it like only like recording something and then uploading it. I haven't actually gone live. Yeah, I think I tried, but
I got you.
It just didn't. Somebody showed up. I don't know who
So
showed
do I
up.
need to download StreamYard first?
Yeah, you got to go to StreamYard and set up an email account, and then you got to get the okay. Cause I remember for my channel, I went to go live, I had to wait 24 hours. It sucks.
StreamYard.
Nah, I heard myself in the background.
Oh, I know who showed up. Manny. I did go live. Manny
So do I
and
need
Manny.
Peace,
Manifestor
Marcel.
11.
Live or download or the app?
I know who showed up. All right, everyone. I'm going to jump off.
Yeah, thanks
About
very
to be
much,
3
Chuck.
hours. Thank you guys, man. I
I'll figure it out.
appreciate everyone.
Have a great day.
Send you a link.
If you
Have
can't
a great
figure it
day,
out,
everyone. Yeah.
if you can't
Big ups,
figure it out,
Anadami.
Lonnie,
Be
call
what
me.
it is.
Yeah.
Lonnie, Chuck, everybody in chat. Much love, one love. You know, we're doing this. We're out here.
Love you guys, man. Take care, and I'll figure it out. And if not, I'll have to at least wait till tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and set it up now.
Cool.
See you guys soon.
On you, bro.
All right, Lonnie.
All right. Bye, everybody. All right, bro. If I have any trouble, I'll give you a call, Chuck.
All right.
I got your number. All right, bro.
Yeah, if you have any need help, I'll help you out. And
Yep.
face
See you
plant,
all in a bit.
be what it is, Dean. Thank you guys. Voy too. I can't forget he came up. Voy. And hopefully we'll see Morgan again. And peace to everyone in the chat, man. Hope you have a good day. And I'll probably go live later. Or do a private thing, but I'm out of here, man. Peace, everybody.
Much love.
Peace. Much love.
One love.